The Virgin's Monologue, a radio play written and produced by David Chuye Bonyoy, featuring Fame Bonyoy.
Your Excellencies, Honorable MPs, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I am highly honored to welcome you to this hall tonight. The actress you are about to watch is the most inspiring, the most intelligent, and I must say the most innovative I ever came across. In fact, she has an impressive curriculum vitae. Listen, 13 years ago, she obtained 11 ordinary level papers, all A grades. 1 year after, she had 5 A-level papers, all A grades. She immediately enrolled in one of our state universities and graduated with a first-class BSc degree in journalism. Professionally, she has tried her hand at several jobs. For 6 months, she was a hawker selling used clothes at the Mokolo market. After the hawkers were chased away, she became a commercial motorcycle driver, popularly known as Bensikin. She abandoned the Bensikin after she narrowly escaped death in a ghastly accident. She has been writing profusely. Since she graduated from university, she has written 500 job applications and over 50 competitive examinations. Today, she is beginning a new career, acting. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on stage, Lady Fame in The Virgin's Monologue.
Thank you. Thank you very much. How many old people are in this hall? None? Not even one? Okay. How many young people are in here? Hands up. Everyone is young. A country of young people. The 85-year-old MP who spends all his time sleeping during parliamentary sessions and only gets up when others are clapping considers himself a young man. The 80-year-old government minister who moves around in a wheelchair, sleeps during cabinet meetings, pees in his pants, and can barely talk, considers himself a young man. The army officer who has developed a pot belly and is suffering from amnesia and cannot even pull a trigger says he's a young man. After all, his birth certificate shows he's only 40, whereas he has been working for 45 years. That means he started working 5 years before he was born. When will these old people go away so that we, the young, can step into their shoes? Must we wait for nature to take its course? Every day they tell us in lofty speeches, you are the leaders of tomorrow. Yet, no one gives you the chance to lead. You know what? Last week I enriched my CV with another job application. 500 already. Every time, the old fellas tell me I can't get a job because I lack experience. How do I get experience without a job? I met one of those directors during my search for a job. After 5 hours in the waiting room, I was ushered in by a rude and nonchalant secretary. In fact, she had spent all the time playing games on the computer and painting her fingernails. I asked myself, is this what she's being paid for? I entered and I saw a fat man sunk in his chair, looking tired and drowsy. He looked at me with a smile and said, "Young lady, you are so pretty." "Thank you, sir," I replied. Don't call me sir. We are not in a classroom. Call me Joe. Can we share a beer this evening at Hotel La Belle? That would be a more appropriate environment to discuss employment matters. No, sir. I wouldn't have the time. And you expect to pick up a job when you have no time for your employer? Young girl, you don't seem to know what you want in life. Look, use what you've got to get what you need. I looked at the fat old man, older than my father, and I felt like punching his pot belly. If that's what it takes to get a job, then go to hell. I told him straight in the face and walked out. Look, brothers and sisters, in life, you must have a sense of pride and dignity. After my 500 job application, I thought I should look for greener pastures out of this country. Go to America, Europe, and fetch some dollars. I went to the American embassy and was denied a visa. I changed my order of names, date of birth, made a new passport, and went back to the American embassy. No visa. I forgot that they had taken my fingerprints. I went to the British embassy. No visa. French embassy. No visa. German embassy. No visa. In fact, I went to almost all the European embassies. No visa. A friend of mine told me to go to the net. There are many white men looking for beautiful African girls like you, she said. I rushed to the net and clicked. My name is Tom Bradley, wealthy and childless, 70 years old, looking for an African girl of 25 years maximum, possibility of marriage. 70 years old, looking for a girl of 25? That man is old enough to be my grandfather. When I told my friend, she said, that's the right one to go in for. He wouldn't live for long. Very soon he is dead and all his wealth is yours. You become a happy widow. Not me. I can't marry a man as old as my grandfather just for money. I continued the internet search, this time looking for a young guy. I met handsome Evans and we began an online chat. He was nice and friendly. I thought I'd met Mr. Right. One day, he told me to send detailed pictures of myself. Detailed? What do you mean? I want pictures of you naked. Thereafter, I'll make up my mind about getting married to you. Me, stand naked in front of a camera and then send the pictures to my husband-to-be. Nonsense. After that, he will subject you to all forms of medical tests. He would even ask for a virginity test. Rubbish. I closed the chapter. I took the world map and examined it closely. Then I saw the Strait of Gibraltar, just a tiny stretch of water separating Africa from Europe. What stops me from walking across? I wondered. Then I remembered TV images of Africans dying of dehydration in the Sahara and others drowning in the Mediterranean, the lucky ones caught by Spanish coast guards and subjected to humiliating treatment. Then I said to myself, I better be a pauper in my country than a dead queen in a foreign land. Then it was time for general elections. That's when politicians are ready to spend money. A politician from the People's Party needed my services. My job description: rallying young people for Operation Victory at all costs. I gathered 500 youths and they were ferried in buses to the village. The instructions were clear. Vote as many times as you can. You will receive 1,000 francs for every ballot paper of the rival party you bring back. We helped them to do massive rigging. They had a landslide victory, 99.99%. In fact, the number of voters outnumbered the registered voters. Thereafter, I realized how much I had contributed in maintaining the status quo. I said, never again will I be used as raw materials for politicians. Never, never, never again. I then settled down to writing competitive exams into professional schools and the public service. That seemed the surest way to secure a job in this country these days. I bought newspapers. Competitive exams for the recruitment of 75 journalists, category A of the public service. That's my domain, I said. Category A? How much is that in monetary terms? I asked my dad. About 150,000 francs a month. Too small. What do I do with 150,000 francs in a city like Yaoundé? Rents, 50,000 francs. Food, 50,000 francs. Water, electricity, telephone, 25,000 francs. Transportation to work and back, 25,000 francs, and your salary for the month is finished. Nothing left for medication if I fall sick. Nothing for clothes, jewelry, and daily makeup. Nothing to save. That's how I began, my dad told me. You must start from somewhere. Then it occurred to me that if I want to get experience, I must start working even on no pay. I went in for the exams. When I deposited my documents, my acceptance slip showed that I was number 4,000. 4,000 people vying for 75 places. God forbid. I wrote the exam and I was amongst the 200 who passed. I started jubilating. Not yet, my daughter. The oral part is yet to come, my dad told me. Orals? That shouldn't be a problem. I can express myself fluently in both English and French. Then came the D-Day. We waited anxiously in the corridors and rushed to find out from our friends the questions they were asked. My friend Stella came out in tears. Her French was not the best, and the jury insisted that she speaks in French. If they try that with me, I will baffle them, I said to myself. And that's just what I did when I entered. Bonjour, mademoiselle, asseyez-vous. Merci, madame et messieurs, membres du jury. Comment est-ce qu'on vous appelle? Fame, monsieur. C'est quel nom ça? C'est un mot anglais qui veut dire réputé. Donc, vous êtes réputé. C'est ça mon rêve. Selon vous, quels sont les plus grands problèmes des jeunes? Le chômage, la corruption, la criminalité et l'immigration clandestine. In fact, I spoke the French of Molière. Suddenly, the lone lady on the panel asked me, vous êtes francophone ou anglophone? Je suis d'origine anglophone, mais je dirais que je suis assez bilingue. I replied, félicitations! C'est les gens comme vous que nous recherchons pour notre fonction publique. Bonne chance, ma fille. I walked out with my shoulders high, confident that I was going to pick my first job. 2 weeks later, the results were published. I rushed to the notice board, looked at the list 5 times, up, down, down, and up. I could not believe my eyes. My name was not there. My friend Stella had made it. Her father met a big man, she told me. You can't just sit there and fold your arms and expect to pass. Moreover, there are only 2 of us from our region. I now understand. Regional planning, a phone call, and an envelope played the trick. For how long must we tolerate this nonsense? Even when the sparrowhawk is tracking down corrupt government officials, people can still afford to take bribes? Our prisons are filled with them. Directors, general managers, and ministers, yet corruption persists at all levels. Day in, day out, they develop new ways of hiding corruption. Since the hunters learned to shoot without missing, the birds have learned to fly without perching. Where are the young people of this country? Where are you? Must you sit back and fold your arms while your country is being plundered? While your future becomes bleaker and bleaker every day? Must you sit back and wait for old men to grow weary and die so that you can dream of stepping into their old tattered shoes? Must you continue to collect chicken feed from unscrupulous politicians so that they can stay in power until thy kingdom come? No, my brothers, no, my sisters. Stand up, get up. The time is now. Stand up, stand up. Our future is in our hands. Stand up. We must chase these crazy bald heads. It's time to start a new world. Stand up.
Young lady, you are under arrest. Your crime? Inciting violence and disobedience. You are a threat to establish order and public peace.
Who are you? Police? Just last night, bandits raided my neighborhood. I dialed 117 and waited in vain. And here you come, talking about public peace. Go back and tell your master that a fire has been lit and that no one would put it out. Lock me up in your dungeons for 27 years. Yet this fire would not stop burning.
That was the Virgin's Monologue, written and produced by David Chuye Bonyui. The impresario was played by David Chuye Bonyui. Lady Fame by Fame Bonyui. The sound engineer was Antoine Tuda Esomber. The program was edited and mixed by Juliana Alewo. The Virgin's Monologue is a production of the Cameroon Radio and Television Corporation, the CRTV.